Hey, good morning, 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 you all. This is Gail Dudley, and it is time for News in Motion. What's happening out there, even in the audio podcast land? Let me know how you all are doing. You know how you communicate with me. Just email me at newsinmotionwithgail@gmail.com and let me know what your thoughts are as you're driving to work, sitting in your office with your earbuds in. Yes, Lisa, I heard that you started laughing yesterday and your manager came up to you and said, "Is there a problem?" Thank you for sharing that with me. That gave me a chuckle as well. So good morning to all of you. I see you, Robert Holman, Grand Rising to you. Where's the rest of your message there? I'm used to seeing your message. Adrian, good morning, Sister Shardinia. Good morning to you. Rosanna Bivens, good morning to you. Shirley Nicholson, what's up? How's the hubby? Kim Edmondson, whoop, whoop. What's going on, girl? Lori Williams Wallace, what's up? Marion Jackson, good morning to you. Deborah Johnson, good morning to you. Good morning to all of you. And if for all of you who sit on the other side and you don't click that enter button, I know you're watching. We see all the numbers that come through. So I just want to say thank you to you as well. Cheryl Owens, good morning to you. Cheryl Owens, sometimes you can just be too deep for a sister girl. I read that email like 5 times, and then you had me on this research journey, researching everything. And I think you're kind of onto something. I don't know when you're going to release all your books with all of your findings, but I want to encourage you to do so. Y'all, today is Wednesday, October the 16th, 2024. Again, I am your host, Gail Dudley. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Oh, yes, Marion. Marion Jackson says, I will be voting today. Go do it. Since we're talking about it, today is Wednesday Wisdom. It is Wednesday Wisdom. And I just want to give a shout out to Georgia. Man, y'all are doing your thing in Georgia. Woo! Y'all knocked it out. Y'all, the headline reads, Georgia voters break ballot record for the first day of early voting. Y'all did that thing. Y'all did that thing. WABE reports, and that's in their sub people are PBS and NPR. The former guy, these are my words, okay? The former guy may spend 39 minutes dancing. I don't know what he was doing at his town hall without answering many questions at all. But in Georgia, the people rolled out in record numbers to vote. Y'all did that thing. I don't know if it was the green Jimmy Carter signs or what, but y'all did that thing. Cheryl Owens says she is voting tomorrow as well. Yes, Kim Evans in Georgia. Y'all, by 1 p.m. on yesterday, the polls didn't open until on early voting, like 9 o'clock. So by 1 p.m. yesterday, voters had already broken the previous record of 136,000 ballots cast during the first day of early voting in 2020, according to Georgia's Secretary of State's office. Now, in total, Georgia voters cast more than 300,000 ballots on Tuesday, surpassing all records on any given day of early voting in 2022. And this is according to Sterling and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Rasberger. Thank you. Y'all, I just want y'all to know, because I'm not a mathematician or anything like that, but I had to find out what that looks like. So I went looking for the answer. Y'all, that is 123% higher than the old record for the first day. Great job, Georgia. Y'all did that thing. Woo, y'all did that thing. You know, one thing I want to just say is that's how you respond when people are trying to suppress you, okay? That's where we're going today. I don't have a whole lot today, but I do have some deep information I want us to consider, but that's how you do it. Don't sit back and say, oh, they just don't want me to vote, so I'm not going to vote, or oh, they're going to make it so difficult for me, I'm not going to vote. No, I don't know why they didn't learn this in 2020. When you try to sit us down, people who look like me, we coming out with everything we can, okay? We're coming out with it. So, y'all, registered voters in Georgia, I wanted to give you everything I could give you today, okay? So if you're sitting back saying, whew, what do I do? Well, if you are a registered voter, because registration is now over for this election, you can vote in person at a number of early voting locations in your counties until November the 1st. Now, Metro Atlanta residents, I'm giving you a handful of places that you can vote, but please visit your Secretary of State's office for more details, because this information is constantly changing. Marion, I'm putting up a banner for you to grab. George, if you have any questions, check out this link, and that is mvp.sos.georgia.gov/s/black/. But I want you to hear me. Because we gonna do this thing. Y'all just set it off yesterday. It's like, wow. So here's some of the places you can vote. Again, I'm only going to give a handful, but go to this link and get more. Clayton County. You can go to Clayton County Elections and Registration Office, and that's in Jonesboro, Georgia. You can go to South Clayton Recreation Center. You can go to Flint River Community Center. You can go to Lake Spivey, Recreation Center. You can go to Clayton County Library Northwest Branch or the Headquarters Library. You can go to Virginia Burton Gray Recreation Center, Forest Park Senior Center. I used to live here, y'all, so I know where all these places are. Morrow City Hall, that's in Morrow, Georgia. If you are in Cobb County, you can go to the main office. Boom, there it is. That's on Roswell Street. You can go to North Cobb Senior Center, South Cobb Community Center, East Cobb Government Service Center, Boots Ward Recreation Center. You can go to Smyrna Community Center. Give us some more. West Cobb Regional Library. You can go to Ron Anderson Recreation Center, DeKalb County. Dominic, this is you. You can go to Berean Christian Church. You can go to Bessie Branham Recreation Center. You can go to Beulah Missionary Baptist Church, Clarkston Library, County Line, Ellenwood Library. You can go to DeKalb Voter Registration, Dunwoody Library. That's a nice library, by the way. Emory University, Greater Piney Grove Church. Great church. You should check it out. Harrison Crossing Library, New Bethel AME Church, New Life Community Alliance, Stonecroft, Fulton County, here you go, Adams Park Library, Alpharetta Library, Buckhead Library, y'all can go shopping after that, C.T. Martin Recreation Center, East Roswell Library, Elections Hub, Fairburn Annex, Heritage Hall in Sandy Springs, North Fulton Service Center. I'm only giving you a handful. There are tons. There's no reason why you shouldn't be out voting. Gwinnett County, you can go to Mountain Park Activity Building, Gwinnett County Public Library. You can go to Lucky Shoals Park Gym. There are tons of them. Go to that link that is on the screen right now. Maybe Marion picked it up for you as well. But listen, you have no reason not to get out there to vote. Absolutely no reason why you should not get out there to vote. And good morning, Davia. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Listen, y'all. If you saw anything about Georgia yesterday, y'all, they broke records. 123% more. Listen, we got to go do some old school, okay? We have to do it because the lines were long. People were getting tired, but people were encouraging people to stay in line. That's called community. So let's go ahead and do this roll call. And if you have anything to add, do so. You got to have some snacks. Make sure you eat a good breakfast before you go out there. But if you miss breakfast or you're too in a hurry or you have to drop your kids off at school, snacks. Have some snacks. Have a bottle of water because it's illegal to hand people water in the Georgia line. So also know your rules. Georgia, listen, have some water. Have a folding chair, not to fight anybody, but to sit on. Have a folding chair. We now know folding chairs come in handy. Have a sandwich, have a protein bar on you, some crackers, have some peanut butter, apple, insulin, medication, whatever it is you need. You stood in line somewhere up to 3 hours yesterday. and the weather is not what you call great. Inhaler, if you have asthma, have your inhaler, extra battery charger for that phone that is already fully charged. Don't be like these millennials and never charge your phone. Have your phone charged. Dress for the stay, okay? Sneakers, tennis shoes, whatever you want to call it. And don't forget, leggings, people. Leggings, not tights. Leggings, okay? Leggings. Marion says, no mayo, no tights. There you go. And to add to it, because I actually helped some young people yesterday who asked this question. They wanted to know, well, I'm a homeschool teacher. Can I take my children with you? And I said, as far as I know, you can. It could be a learning lesson for them. I said, people take their children to go to vote. I said, but check out your rules for your state. But if you feel like it's going to be too much for you, have childcare. Just have some childcare, whether you have homeschool students or toddlers. Have some childcare there. Or maybe you go one day and then your neighbor goes the next day and you watch all the kids, whatever. And if you have to pick up your children from school or the bus stop, listen, because you don't know how long it's going to be. Arrange for child pickup in case there's a delay. So y'all, since we're going old school, y'all know I used to say for the win. So let me give you a win. The Washington Post reports, y'all, still talking about Georgia. Georgia judge blocks requirements that counties hand count ballots. Hello, somebody. Listen, critics say the new requirement instituted by a pro-Trump majority on the state election board would have almost certainly led to errors and could have disrupted the process of certifying the vote in a crucial battleground state. The Georgia judge on yesterday, he probably said, y'all see all these people out here, we ain't getting ready to hand count anything. Blocked the new rule implemented by the Georgia State Election Board that would have required county election workers to hand count the number of ballots cast in each precinct, and that the critics said threatened to upend the November election by delaying the reporting of results. So y'all, Fulton County Superior Court Judge Robert McBurney ruled Tuesday that the rule approved by what they are now calling the pro-Trump majority of the state board is too much, too late, especially as it comes without accompanying instructions on how the rule was to have been implemented by county election staffs. Now, y'all, this is just a temporary injunction, which does not mean the rule can't go back into effect eventually. But as it stands right now, the judge has blocked it. So we know that that campaign, we know they're going to probably take it up the chain to the Supreme Court or whatnot. But as it stands right now, that's what's happening. Still talking about voting on this Wednesday Wisdom Day, in partnership with When We All Vote. Wisconsin, today is your day, last day that you can register to vote. Connecticut, Friday is your last day to register to vote. Nebraska, Friday. Alabama, California, Iowa, and Michigan. Your voter registration deadline is Monday. Don't wait till Monday. Can you go ahead and do that today? Pennsylvania, South Dakota, and Wyoming. Your deadline is Monday as well. Go ahead and do it today. I promise you'll forget, so go ahead and do it today. Listen, y'all gonna be mad if you didn't get to vote in this election, okay? So go ahead and take care of that. Utah, Friday, October the 25th is your last day to register to vote. What's up, Virgie? Massachusetts and New York, your voter registration deadline is Saturday, October 26th. Colorado and Washington, your deadline is Monday, October 28th. And Hawaii, your deadline to register to vote is also Monday, October 28th. Listen, we want to hear from you. If you know of any town hall meetings in your city, your county, your state, let us know. We're going to put those up here free for you and for your people. Here in Columbus, Ohio on tonight. I believe it begins at 7. It might begin at 6:30. Union Grove Baptist Church, Pastor Derek Holmes, one of our contributors here on News in Motion. He is having a candidates night, so check that out. We have who we call the mayor, the governor, the president of Lincoln District, Al Edmondson. is the moderator for that. So go out and support that this evening if you're in Columbus. Again, if you have anything that's coming up in your area and you have access to the chat, go ahead and put that in the chat now, just pertaining to elections. In addition to that, it's that time of the year. People are already asking me, can you promote my product on News in Motion? Yeah, we can, for a fee. The day is over where we're doing all those things free. So if you want to promote a product going into the Christmas holiday or to the holiday season, Thanksgiving or whatnot, you can send that to us and we will send you an invoice. And then you can choose to pay the invoice or not. If you don't pay it, your product will not be mentioned. I just want you all to know we have over 70,000 impressions a day. That is a day. So people are looking at News in Motion, at least 5 minutes of it. And we're going to do the promotions in the beginning so that when people turn it on, they will have that promotion, especially if you pay for it. So we want to get that out there as well. So if you have any election news, that information will be shared on News in Motion absolutely free. You just have to send it to us. You can send it to us at newsinmotionwithgail@gmail.com. Again, that's newsinmotionwithgail@gmail.com. And that the promotions can be for events, for this coming up holiday or whatever event you have, books, art, whatever type of products, coaching, services, whatnot. We will do that for you right here. Now, here's why we must vote. And by the way, this young person with Blavity, her name is Kyra Alessandra. I think I said that correctly. DRI is the last part. The Los Angeles Unified School District, I want y'all to hear this, is putting an end to a $120 million academic program designed to specifically help Black students. Race can no longer be a factor in determining which student receives support. And this all comes, Virgie, your state, the decision comes after a Virginia-based conservative group, Parents Defending Education, filed a complaint with the Federal Office for Civil Rights against the Black Student Achievement Plan in July of 2023. I want y'all to just pause for a moment and understand. You can go back. We talked about the women who had a business funding piece in Atlanta. They were shut down. We've had other Black businesses that have been shut down, saying that they cannot say that this program is for Black people. We need to find out why this conservative group is going after all of these Black organizations that's really designed to build people up. So I want us to have a conversation about that. So here's my question for today. What can we do? How can we become more strategic in rolling out our programs to build our community up? Not to exclude anyone else, but to build up our community. Now, y'all, here's a quote from the Parents Defending Education. The Los Angeles Unified School District is offering race-based programs for some students that is not open to all. They're digging deeper and saying there's a lot of historical and systemic inequalities that if we're not going to address them, Black children are going to continue to fail. Adrian says, rolling my eyes. This is Ebony Basty, who teaches restorative justice at the 74th Street Elementary School in South LA. She told the news outlet, she says, sometimes I feel like every time we try, our hands are tied behind our back. And we're not being allowed to help children that need the help. They're using this from a measurement, from a survey, from evaluations as to why this is needed. And yet you have people who are shutting it down. Others are critical of the complaint because it comes without concern about specific issues tied to the Black community. Y'all, this young lady's reporting is off the chain. I cannot go into detail of all of it. I will put the link to this entire article in the Friday rundown. I will share with you that the conservative groups would rather sit by idly when there are a disproportionate number of Black people in jails and prisons. The UCLA education professor Tyrone Howard said that they'll sit by when there's large numbers of Black students who are misplaced in special education classrooms. They'll sit by silently when there are a large number of Black students who are not graduating from high school. But yet, when there's a remedy, an attempt to somehow respond to combat that, then all of a sudden there's an anger and there's lawsuits. He goes on to say, that's the part that disappoints. I just wish we lived in a different political climate. Hey, what's up, Dr. Antoinette? So, y'all, I read that in its entirety of that quote there when we're talking about what's happening in LA and how this conservative group, this right-wing conservative group, filed a lawsuit against this Black program that's building up Black men, Black women, and Black special needs students. They have now shut that down. So what are we going to do? What are your thoughts when you hear about that? And y'all, again, this is why we vote. We vote, and this is Wednesday Wisdom. We vote so that we can deal with these things. But I want to take it another step this morning. I'm trying to see how much time I have. I want to take it another step this morning, which I'm going to lead into my inspirational message, but we're still talking about this topic. How often do you bury and guard the wrong gift? Okay, I'll read that again. How often do you bury and guard the wrong gift? I'm coming out of Matthew chapter 23, verses 13 through 30. And here's my next question for you. Are you like the one who buried your talent for safekeeping? If so, why? Because I'm going to beg all of you today, this morning, whether you're listening to it live or replay, even years later, because the YouTube will be up there until YouTube takes it off. And that is this. I believe many of us have the answers, the strategy, the vision to combat some of these things that are going on. But you are afraid. You have buried and you're guarding the wrong gift. And maybe you buried it because you're afraid. Maybe you buried it because you're embarrassed. Maybe you buried it because you're not sure about yourself. Whatever that is, it's insecurity. It could be jealousy. It could be envy. It could be any of those things. It could just be that you don't know what to do with it. You don't know what people are going to say. You got to get beyond all of that. Listen, if I would have allowed, and I'm going to use me for an example. If I would allow people and what they say stop me, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. No way. Because I'd be like, oh, no, they don't like it. Oh, no, they talked about me. I don't really care. And I know that sounds crazy. And maybe you're saying, well, I'm not you. But listen, get some of that I don't care attitude. Because I really don't care. Don't invite me. Don't whatever. Talk about me. I really don't care. Because what I'm doing in this season is not about you. It's not even about me. It's about serving the people that God has allowed me to serve. However and whatever that looks like. So I'll ask the question again. How often do you bury and guard the wrong gift? I really need y'all talking to me in this chat this morning. How often do you bury and guard the wrong gift? Again, when you get a chance, look at Matthew chapter 23, verses 13 through 30. And then after you read that, you got to ask this next question. Are you like the one who buried your talent for safekeeping? Which means you did not try to get a reward, sow it into something to get an investment. You didn't share it with anybody else to build somebody else up. You were just like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't want to get in trouble, because sometimes that's it too. And I do not profess to be anybody's counselor. I'm not licensed or anything. But I'm afraid in the journey that I've been on when it comes to talking with Christians and believers and people and the work that I do, that people are afraid to use their gift because they're told you may do it wrong and don't destroy it. So they have that complex that they go and they bury whatever it is. They want to like safeguard it like it's doing something for them. It's not doing anything for you or anybody else. You need to step out of that and work. So you have this organization in Los Angeles. They were building up people. So now the courts come after this GOP conservative group from Virginia came, filed a lawsuit. Now they have to halt the program. What other way can that be done? What gifts and talents do you have that you can help give a strategy to see people out of that? Lori said, I needed to hear this. Thank you. Listen, believe me, everything I share with y'all, I go through it first, okay? Just know that. Get some of that I don't care about attitude. Listen. And you know, my family sometimes is, y'all know I shared yesterday, my mom's back in the hospital. And they're like, are you going down there? Nope. Not today. They're like, how do you do that? I got things to do. What we're going to do, sit down there and just look at her? I can call her on the phone. Like, seriously, love my mother to death. Anybody who knows me know I love my mama, love my mother and my father. And then people will say things like, girl, you don't care. My siblings will say, you don't care about anything, do you? No. And it's not that I don't care. It's like, you're not going to suck me in. I am protecting my peace. I have learned that. I'm protecting my peace. When I need to strategize and jump in something, I will strategize and jump into it. But for now, I'm just going to protect my peace. I don't care. Listen, I've been talked about so much, it's almost hilarious, okay? But I don't care. I used to care. I don't care. I really don't care. I probably have had an I don't care attitude for about 13, 14 years. I don't care. I don't care. Davia says, I was that person for too long. God is bringing them forth now. Praise the Lord, Davia. Yes, girl, if you were here, I'd give you a high five. Praise the Lord. You cannot be that person. You are not going to fit everyone's framework. And here's the other thing. Sometimes people try to hold you back because they don't want you to do it before they can do it. And they're too afraid to do it. So they don't want you to do it either. Now, what you can do is reach back and reach beside you and help them along the way. But y'all stop doing this. Because when I read this, and again, great reporting, Kyra, great reporting. When I read this, I said, okay, let's strategize. How can we develop a program and be inclusive? They do it all the time. How can we have so many spots for the other people? Why can't we do that? And I know what you all are saying. Well, we want to put black in the title. Why? Do you have to? Yeah, we got to figure out how to become peacekeepers. I'm sorry, peacemakers, not peacekeepers. We got to learn how to become peacemakers. Okay, so this obviously our program is causing some tension. But based upon the surveys and the matrix, it's working. It's working. So we're going to use the same matrix and we're going to keep the same program. And we're going to call it community, I don't know, community operation, parent educate, city educate. I don't know, find a title. Keep doing what you're doing. And then say to yourself in your advisory group, we're going to have 73% this. We're going to have 22% this, and we're going to have the remaining percentage that. Why not? Why not? See, sometimes we say things and we put things out there that don't need to be said. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. Stop showing your cards. Keep stuff close to your vest. Let's go old school. My grandmother used to say it all the time. Here, girl, keep this close to your vest. Let me share this with you. And you got to have a level of integrity. Let's go back to that scripture I shared a couple of weeks ago about Job and God and Satan, where he's like, okay, you can do this, but you just can't take his life. And I said, could God refer Satan to you and you not lose your integrity? That same question applies today. Keep it close to your vest. And say, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to roll it out. Who's your confidants? Who are the people you can share with? Y'all, after this election, this is what we need to do. Operation something. How are we going to be able to build the divide? How are we going to be able to implement programs? Because trust me, y'all, she winning. How are we going to be able to build programs? How are we going to be able to put books back on the shelves? How are we going to be able to communicate? Are you willing to unbury that talent that you are guarding? I feel like I'm fussing at y'all this morning. I kind of am. Because I want to see us move and do what we've been called to do. Seriously, y'all. I've been through freedom and I don't know where I'm at right now, but I am so free. And I am so in this place of wanting to mobilize people to do the work that God has called them to do. I'm about to burst. And I know you have the talent. I know you have the skill. So, okay, let's go there. Some of you may be saying, well, I don't have the resources to do this. Well, did you share with anybody you didn't have the resources to do this? Like, seriously, did you ask somebody? Did you say, hey, you know what? I'm trying to put this together, but I'm going to need X amount of dollars. Look, as quick as I see people making GoFundMes, I'm sure you got a friend who can make a GoFundMe. Seriously. Can you do a startup account? Do you have investors? But here's the other problem. Are we willing to invest in other people? That's the question. I've invested in so many people, I don't even know how many I've invested into. I don't even ask for a return anymore. I just want to see you succeed. And by the way, I don't have it like that, but God has allowed me and has gifted me. And some of my investment is just sharing content and information and making connections. What does that cost you? See, we got to get beyond jealousy and envy and start working together with people. We have to. We have to stop burying our gift, being afraid of what somebody else may think. So what? What are they doing? They're not doing anything. So do you, boo. Do you, and do it with a smile on your face. I've been watching all these different reels on Instagram. And I'm like, man, I got to get some of these reels myself and put it out there because I have so much I want to say to people. And I'm going to be so transparent, even when it comes to Everbloom. The reason why it's taking time to unfold it. Number one, I'm trying to wait for the website to catch up with what I'm saying. But the other thing is, it's like, man, I'm going to be so transparent. I'm going to probably blow some of y'all away. Like, seriously. Like, why am I so free now? Because I was in some serious shackles that were self-made because of fear. Fear had me paralyzed. My God. And let me tell y'all, when you taste freedom, believe me, you will never go back. Ever. Ever. And here's the other thing I learned. My husband taught me this. He's so gifted at this. He's like, you ain't got to let them know that you know. You don't have to let them know. You can still do whatever you want to do with a smile. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, sis? Where we going? What we about to do today? And don't be phony about it. Be so secure with who you are that even if they have talked about you, it doesn't matter. Listen, y'all, democracy is on the line. We don't have any time to be dealing with all of these isms and issues that we're dealing with. Democracy is on the line. Are we going to keep hating on our brothers and sisters and keep being jealous about our brothers and sisters because of whatever? And half the time we can't even remember what happened. We don't even know what it is. All we know is that we don't like them and we mad. And we probably don't like them because of what somebody else said. And you kind of really like them secretly, like they really okay. Well, then go ahead and be their friend. Like seriously, y'all, as a community, we have got to get over ourselves. I am really on a tangent this morning, but that is how I really feel. Marian says, can't that LA school district reorganize the program to be more inclusive and not dismantle it? I 100% agree with that. Absolutely. Cheryl just says people. I can only imagine what you're thinking, Cheryl. Lori says, I was stuck in a place and space because I was thinking about what might be said. I was only able to step away because God said, move, don't listen or care about what people think or say, just move. Yes, Lori, yes. Here's the truth about all this. We stop doing what God has called us to do because of people. But I'm going to go a step further. Sometimes it's our mindset. Sometimes it's that we think people are even thinking about us and they really ain't thinking about us at all. It comes back on you. And you have to get to the root of it and deal with what that looks like. If we're looking for authentic victory, as I was saying on yesterday, if we're looking for that, we have to surrender. We have to surrender completely, but we're still holding on to stuff. We're still holding on to things. You gotta let it go. You're killing yourself. Burying a gift that's going to bring you joy. Let me just leave it there. Well, hello, somebody. You're killing yourself because you decided to bury your gift because of your insecurities. So why not have a couch session? Don't be embarrassed about it. Why not have a couch session with somebody who can help you get to the root of that? Find a licensed therapist, a licensed counselor. There's plenty out here. Now, you want to do your due diligence and find the right one, but there's plenty out here. Get to the root of your stuff. Don't be embarrassed. You don't want to talk to your friends? Find somebody you don't know. I would say go to the telephone book. We don't have those anymore. Go Google somebody, okay? Ask around, but see, you're too embarrassed to ask anybody. Believe me, the person you ask, trust me, they seeing somebody. Listen, we need to get real free right now and just tell everybody, we all seeing somebody, okay? We all got a counselor. So that barrier is broken, so keep going. Lori says, why do I feel like you're looking and pointing me through the screen? Girl, if it's hitting you, it's hitting you. Now receive it, but don't stay there. Do something about it, Lori. What's up, Latrice Jones? She says, preach, girl. Rosanna says, right. Latrice says, preach, sis. Listen, I don't know why I'm here today saying what I'm saying, but it's on me, and I'm going to ask the question again. How often do you bury and guard the wrong gift? Read Matthew 23:13-30. Today. Read it today. If you're not a believer, let me pause right here. If you're not a believer, I just Google. You can Google that scripture and you can read it. Still be in your faith and what it is that you're doing, but trust me, you're going to get something. Just Google. You don't have a Bible, just Google. I know you all got a phone. Just Google Matthew chapter 23 and read verses 13-30. Okay, just read it. Don't put anything around it. Just read it. Act like you're reading a book. Act like you're reading a novel out of the bookstore, out of the library. Just read it. And then answer this question. Are you like the one who buried your talent for safekeeping? If so, why? I want us to get to that why. Adrian says, I seem to recall having a similar conversation with wise counsel during the summer about my worth. I love you too, girl. I love you too. All right, y'all. We went somewhere else today, but guess what? I'm not going to apologize for it because somebody needed to hear that. I'm going to share this with you as we're going in. As I'm getting ready to come out of here. Let me see if I can post this up real quick. This is a part of Everbloom. We are preparing now for after the elections. Communication and community engagement with Gail. It's coming to a church, a city, a town near you, because we're going to have to talk about this. We're going to have to talk about how to build up, how to stand strong with one another, and where we're going to go. We're going to talk about building these businesses. I'm back to that conference I did in 2019 when you don't know what to do. And how many businesses are still thriving from that conference. I'm not doing a conference. I'm not doing those anymore. There's plenty of conferences out there, but I'm going to continue that work. And then I also, Latrice, Deborah, Rosanna, a few more of you are on here. Lori, I think you were at this too. I am going to return to our transformational weekends starting in March 2025. I've been praying about it for over a couple years now. I'm going to return to that where we have the situation room. Y'all remember that? Where we were building businesses right there. So I am going to return to that. And those are only going to be small groups, 3 to 5 people, only small groups, where we have an overnight and we're going to have a great time. We're going to build those businesses. By the time you leave that space, you will have your business papers filed. And that was the beauty of that program that we did. And those are some of the things that I got rid of when I was scrubbing my website from all the faith things. Well, all those things are coming back. I've been convicted. They're all coming back. I buried a gift that was like a treasure. It was a safe gift. I buried it. Well, I asked God to resurrect it, and he did. I've been asking him for about 4 or 5 months, and he has resurrected that. So those things are coming. We'll be wrapping up News in Motion this year. When it comes to the election, we'll take our break. We'll be back in January. It's going to have a different flair, a different flavor to it. We're still going to do education. That's a part of it. So that's going to happen. Let me see what some of you are saying before I get out of here. Marion says, thank you for this. Needed to hear this. Rosanna said, yes. Lori says, that's awesome. Latrice said, let's go. Listen, let's go. There are other conferences and things that are coming up. Look at people's Facebook, see what they're doing. Make sure you register. Make sure you attend. There's a lot of great things happening. Y'all, Latrice Jones is bringing her paparazzi back. She had it kind of like hidden a little bit, but it's coming back out. She needs to find me that necklace I want. But until then, y'all know what I say, everyone. Stay well, and remember, make some bold moves. We're out.
motion.